Hi there, and as it's the 31st of October, I thought we should probably have a little bit of a Halloween special. Now, we don't particularly celebrate Halloween in our household, but LEGO make an awful lot of Halloween sets. And if any of those sets have minifigs in them, I generally buy them. And after buying this year's set, which is called Jack-o'-lantern Pickup Truck, I realised I've got quite a few Halloween sets which I've never even opened. So I thought I'd get a few out and build them today. But just before we get into that, a quick shout out as always to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support, it really helps the channel out. And if you'd like to support the channel and get your name on a brick in my videos, you can click on the join button below this video or the link in the description to find out how. Or alternatively, if you're buying from lego.com, you could always use my affiliate link in the description below. It won't cost you any more, but LEGO give me a small bit of commission on everything that people buy. But let's open up some Halloween sets. So like I said, first of all, I'm going to open up Jack-o'-lantern Pickup Truck, which was set 40822, and this came out on the 1st of August this year, 2025, and is currently still for sale. After that, we're going to look at set 40721, which was called Halloween Barn, and that came out on the 1st of September 2024, and it's due to retire at the end of this year, 31st December 2025. Then we're going to take a quick look at this creator gift with purchase which I was recently given, and I thought that was quite interesting. Even though it's not minifig scale, it has a light brick inside it, so the mouth and the eyes light up. But most importantly, we're finally going to look at set 850487, which was called Halloween Accessory Set. Now, I got this set when it was released back in 2012, and it's got 3 minifigures in it. One's a collectible minifigure from Series 2, one is from the Monster Fighters Haunted House set, and one is completely unique to this set. And with one of the minifigures having a green face and one having a grey face, it gave me a great idea which we'll get onto later. So first, the bizarrely themed Jack-o'-lantern Pickup Truck. Now this has got 4 small bags, a 4x12 plate, a small set of instructions, so I'm going to give it a quick build. Now this is a little bit of a bizarre set. I'm not entirely sure under what circumstances someone would be driving around with a giant carved pumpkin on the back of their pickup truck, but it had quite a cool little minifigure in it. I did like the pumpkin build, and instead of making him angry, I did realise we could do this. And then he just looks a little bit more sad, doesn't he? If you're watching the speed build, you may have noticed that inside, you can just take that piece off, and we've got a minifig skeleton head and also a minifig head meant to be a pumpkin, so you can keep those in there for some reason like that, and then just pop that top back on. But like I said, a little bit of a bizarre set, but it wasn't very much money and it had a cool minifigure in it, so I thought I'd get it. So there's our first Halloween set. Next up, we've got last year's Halloween set, which was the Halloween Barn. Now this one's got 5 numbered bags, a yellow 8x16 plate and a slightly larger instruction booklet. So let's get on and build it. Now I have to admit this isn't one of my favourite Halloween sets that LEGO has ever made, but it's got a few nice little features. I do like the randomness of this little tree stump over on the side. I usually like making very structured and symmetrical type builds, so the randomness of this doesn't quite work with my brain, but I can appreciate the look of it. Over on the other side we've got some gnarly old black dead plants and a lantern, and when we open the two purple doors we can see a lovely set of teeth inside and a red tongue. And if we open the doors above, there's also a spooky eye. Now with our skeleton minifigure, it's definitely meant to be a display piece from this side, because if you turn it around, it's pretty messy on the back, although we do have this cauldron and a bottle on each side. So that's our two minifig scale builds done. Onto our gift with purchase, which contains a light brick. Now in this set we've got 3 numbered bags, we've got a clear rod, we've got our instruction booklet, and we've got a ginormous warning sheet in a million different languages of the dangers of 1.5 volt batteries in light bricks. So here's the finished article, and even though it's not minifig scale, this might be my favourite out of the 3. And if it hadn't been a gift with purchase, I probably wouldn't have bought it myself. So as well as the little ghosty, we've got a bat which we can angle on the transparent bar, we've got the obligatory Halloween pumpkin, and also we've got some really nice shaping on the ghost's body here, using those really shallow corner dome pieces and various curves and slopes. But of course the best bit about the set is the light brick, causing the light to reflect up into the ghost's eyes and the mouth. And that's really clever. They've used these pearlescent bricks, so the light goes up into them. It allows the light to shine through, but it also allows it to refract off them through the holes. If you press this little lever at the back like this, you can see the eyes and the mouth light up. When I saw the pictures on the box, I didn't think it would be that good, but actually they light up really well. And if we turn the lights out, you can see it's really quite bright. And even under my full filming lights, it really does glow red really well. So that's 3 sets down, onto the Halloween minifig accessory set. Now, I didn't think I'd opened this set before, but just then when I went to open it, I could see the sellotape tab had been cut, and also the mini build has already been built, so I must have opened it way back in 2012 and then packed it away again. And this is what we get in the set. There's a black spider, a light grey rat, a green snake, some gnarly old dark green plants, a slightly overgrown gravestone with a bat on top and a green frog in front, and then of course the 3 minifigures. First of all, the witch. Now this one came in series 2 of the collectible minifigure series, so LEGO obviously thought she was a popular minifigure and reprised her role 2 years later in this set. Next we've got a ghost holding some light grey chains, and this one is the one with the pointed shroud. Now this ghost also appeared in the Monster Fighter's Haunted House, which is now a very expensive and sought after set. But completely unique to this set is the zombie businessman. He's got absolutely great printing there on his head and his torso and legs. He's got a black briefcase and what looks like a 1980s mobile phone, but he is a great minifigure. And because of these 2 different coloured heads, the green one and the grey one, I thought let's try and do a Halloween special of Every Spaceman is Awesome. Now if you're a regular viewer of my channel, you'll be very familiar with this display. And the first thing to do is grab our green spaceman and our witch's face, and let's swap that head out. So it's going to grab him, pop his helmet off, take his head off, get the witch's head and pop that in there. And there we've got our Halloween green spaceman. Next up is grey, so we're going to pop off our zombie businessman's head like, oh, his torso came off like that. Get our grey spaceman, helmet, head, swap it over. And there we've got a really cool looking grey zombie spaceman. I of course went to my local Lego store to get the Halloween minifigs from the Build a Minifig Tower. However, none of them were particularly scary looking. The only face which I thought was potentially useful was the white one here, but she's not very scary. So I thought we could probably do better. And we could do better. Here we've got Mrs. Dracula, and she's got a wonderful white face. So we're going to grab that one as well. Then we're going to change over our white spaceman. Take his helmet off. And his head. And we've got a wonderfully scary looking white spaceman. And then next, as we've done white and grey, I thought let's try and do black. We've got a black skeleton head here. So we're going to do the same with that. Grab his head and his helmet. Oh, his helmet came off with his head. Try and separate those two off if we can. Yes. And then pop that on, and there's our black spaceman. Now, because we've got the black skeleton from the Castle series, I did think maybe Mrs. Dracula wasn't quite so good and we should go for the iconic Lego skeleton face. And after swapping them over, yes, I do think that one's definitely much better to use. And if you're a Doctor Who fan, you're probably currently thinking in your head, hey, who turned out the lights?
Hey, who turned out the lights?
Next, from the Lego store, from another set of Builder minifigs, we've got a lighter green face. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether we should change this out. That's definitely the same green, and that looks a lot better than this one would, but we could replace it in teal, see what that looks like. It would give us an extra minifig. Oh, green spaceman's lost his head. I'm not sure if that entirely works, but let's leave him in because it gives us another one. Next along, we're going to go for the brown spaceman, and this is as Halloween-y as I can get, if Halloween-y is a word, and he's a werewolf. So let's grab his head. It's in the dark reddish brown. Not dark reddish brown, just reddish brown. Pop his head off. Get the werewolf head. Pop that one on. And there we've got our werewolf spaceman. I did also find Dracula in light grey, but I do think zombie businessman looks a lot better. And then lastly, what Halloween would be complete without a pumpkin? And for that we went to Scooby-Doo and got the Headless Horseman. So this was my proposed original idea. If we pop that off, there we can see the Scooby-Doo disguise. We've got our Headless Horseman, however it doesn't really fit on with the air tanks, and it doesn't it's not in keeping with the other helmets, so we need another solution. And this is what I thought would be the better option. Now, I think this was from a Build a Minifig Tower in my Lego store. It was just in my collection in my spare head, so I'm not entirely sure if it was ever on an actual minifigure, but it'll do. We take the helmet off the orange guy and his head, and then give him a pumpkin head, and there we've got our orange spaceman. So there we have 7 out of our 15 for our Halloween special, and this sets us off in good stead for the Christmas special, where we're going to try and give them all Christmas jumpers. But I don't think we can leave it like this for now. We need a final shot with just our spooky spacemen and get rid of all the regular smiley guys. And here we have the cut down version with just our 7 spooky astronauts. And while building it, I decided that actually the light green head was closer to yellow than it was the teal colour, so I swapped those two out. And for this time of year, we've ended up with a really nice autumnal range of colours. But if you can think of a spooky head which would match the colour of one of the other stripes, do let me know in the comments below. But as always, if you've liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. If you want to support the channel, you can click on that affiliate link to lego.com or look at my channel membership. But most importantly, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe for more Lego videos.